Hello once again to the people of YouTube. How are we all doing today? I hope everybody's having a lovely day, night, morning, whatever it is when you're watching this video. It's nice to see all three of you again. To all the three people who watch my videos, I love you. You are very much appreciated. Today I'm actually doing something quite interesting. Well, at least I think it's interesting. On one of my weekly vlogs, somebody suggested that I do a Q&A session. So we're gonna do that today. Yay! And I'm gonna be dyeing my hair at the same time because this is just not it anymore. So I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. So after this person requested me to do a Q&A, I went on all my socials and I was asking people to give me questions, and well, there is something I'm going to have to get out of the way first of all, because some of you all are nasty, like proper nasty. Like, I got so many amazing questions, but also the majority of the questions that I got, like the most common questions, were like, do you do spicy content? Are you gonna do spicy content in the future? What colour is your underwear? What sort of underwear do you wear? Sorry, that sounded like Gollum, and I feel like I'm insulting Gollum by doing that. But yeah, so just starting off this video in a way that I didn't think I would, ever. No. You nasties. I do not make spicy content. I will not be making spicy content in the future. And my underwear is the business of me, my washing machine, and my drawers. Nobody else's. So, no. You're nasty. But I do want to also add in here, to anybody who may be watching this, who might be a spicy content creator, no disrespect to you whatsoever. Honestly, like, it's a mad, crazy world out there. We've all got to make comedy somehow, and honestly, respect. I don't know how you do your job. I literally could never deal with creepy, horny men in that way. I don't know how you do that for work, so honestly, the ultimate respect to you for actually having that as a job. But yeah, so no disrespect to people who make that sort of content. You have my respect and my admiration to your perseverance, strength. I'm not really sure what to say, but not really sure what word I'm trying to think of, but yeah. I'm just saying you nasties to the people who are asking me those questions, because that's just grim. Like, go and support somebody who already makes that sort of content. It is not for me. It is not my kind of thing. Soz, mate. I don't know what the obsession with seeing me naked is, but it's not happening. Anyway, so now that question is out the way, first of all, before I start answering other questions, I'm going to be using this No Bleach London Vivid Red on the pink section, because I've decided to make this section like red. This is a high lift colour. I've never used a high lift colour in my life, but I thought maybe it could be interesting for like the darker roots that I have. So I'm going to be using that today. And also, this is not a hair dye tutorial. I'm just doing this while answering questions. Do not follow what I'm doing. I may have been dyeing my hair for over a decade, but that in no way means that I'm an expert. Anyway, so let's get to the questions. Let's start with some fun ones. So first of all, we have, what types of music do you like? To be honest, I like a great variety of music. Well, I say that, it's mostly just alternative genres. But primarily, I do love, like, emo rock, emo pop. I love nu metal. I like screamo. I love scene music, as in like crunkcore and metalcore and stuff like that. Also millionaires as well, like sort of like scene pop, whatever you'd want to call them. I also do love a bit of goth, and I do love a bit of punk music as well. So I do kind of like dibble dabble. But yeah, so I like a lot of like rock, pop and indie and stuff like that. Sorry, not pop. I'm not really big into like top 40 or top 10 though. That is not really my kind of thing. I should probably read the instructions before I start. Hold on. Right, okay, I have now read the instructions and I need to section my hair. But yeah, so that is the type of music that I like. What's next? How would your friends describe you? I don't know, but I hope that they would describe me as a very caring and supportive individual. Although I can imagine they probably more describe me as a complete and total nutter who is the most likely to get arrested in the friend group. That is probably how my friends would describe me. But there we go. Sorry, it's hard to section while speaking at the same time. I did not know how difficult this was going to be. I hate sectioning my hair. I hate sectioning my hair. Somebody also asked advice for first tattoos. What part of the what advice for first tattoos, because this person is getting an ankle tattoo soon, very similar to the one that I have. That's the ankle tattoo I think that they were referencing. But advice for a first tattoo, honestly, everybody's different with getting tattoos. So I actually really don't know what to tell you because everybody is slightly different. Personally, I would say if it is your first tattoo, over prepare rather than under prepare. Personally, when I go and get a tattoo done, I always take ibuprofen first because I do get inflamed quite easily, like on my skin and stuff. So I find that that's probably quite helpful for the tattoo artist if my skin is not just constantly like blowing up, because I do have sensitive skin. I would say bring energy drinks and bring sugary snacks, and make sure that you eat within like 30 minutes beforehand to keep your blood sugar up, because that's kind of like the most important thing. Like they say the same for piercings as well. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, they say the same for piercings as well, so I'd say do that. And obviously afterwards, make sure that you listen to the aftercare that your tattoo artist gives you, because that is basically the difference between whether you're going to need a touch-up or not. Always, always, always listen to your tattoo artist's aftercare advice. Like, which is pretty simple, really, for the most part. It's just keep it clean and moisturise it with a non-scented moisturiser. It is really that simple, but a lot of people just seem to completely forget that tattoos need aftercare. And it's like, no, that's an open wound. Keep it clean any way physically possible and keep it moisturised. It's very simple, but a lot of people just tend to ignore the advice, unfortunately. Like, I knew this one guy once where he literally got like this half sleeve and it was friggin' great. It was beautiful. But he just wasn't moisturising it or anything, so it just looked so bad afterwards because he just wasn't taking care of it, and it was like, bruh, like that is an expensive piece. Oh, look at this. Kinda, hold on. Kinda looks like a dessert of some description. Looks like some kind of ice creamy sort of thing. Don't know whether I showed that to you properly, but oh, that looks, I like the red. That actually looks really cool. Looks very nice. I'm going to use the box to prop up my mirror because it's a floppy mirror. Oh, and put that back on the developer. I'm only preparing half at a time because, you know, I don't want it going off during application. So I usually prepare it in a bowl and then I do like half at a time. Like half the product at a time, and then that way as well, if it stops me from using like too much, and then if there's any leftover product, it's not mixed, so I can keep it. But yeah, no, honestly, just do as your tattoo artist tells you to do, please. That is like the biggest advice. Listen to the aftercare, please. But they were also asking what part of the ankle is the least painful. Honestly, the ankle's gonna hurt no matter where you put it. It is gonna hurt like a bitch, because you've got loads of nerve endings there, you've got bone, it is gonna hurt. I am so sorry. Like, oh, I think I need to open the window. That is so strong. Like, my window's already open, but I feel like I need to open it wider. But yeah, honestly, I would say for an ankle tattoo, it is gonna hurt. I'm sorry, like there's no way of getting around that. Like it is one of the more painful places to get a tattoo. Joints specifically are very painful. But put it this way, like what I do with my most painful tattoos is I lie there and I just think it will all be over soon and I will have an amazing tattoo. Just hold it together, Ange. Keep it together. It'll be fine. Anyway, I'm gonna go open the window. It was already open, the window was already open, but I'm just opening it more. Alright. Let's try and start getting this applied. Sticking. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull these up as well so they don't get in the way, because I feel like they are going to be a nuisance. Alright, so what we got next? Do you play sports? I mean, I'm sorry, but what do you think? Do I look like I play sports? No. I am a klutz. The biggest klutz on the planet. Like, I trip over my own feet all the time. I could never play sports. Like, I admire people who do. Like, I think it's super cool, like, if you play sports. Like, because I would have loved to have played sports. Like, I loved tennis growing up, oddly enough. And honestly, if I could have played tennis, I would have been the happiest little noodle on the planet. But I just sort of did my best and just knocked the ball around for fun instead, because there was no point in me even trying, because I just wasn't that good. But yeah, no, I've never been a sporty person. And also, I've never really been that competitive either. I've never been a competitive person. So I don't really like suit the mentality of sports either, because I'm just not competitive. I'm always very much just a let the best person win. It's like, I know people who are like super competitive and I'm just, they're like, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just there like, it's all about like the fun of the game, because that's kind of the most important thing. Top 5 horror movies. And then I also had another question that said, what sort of movies do you like? So we're gonna deal with that all together. So, movies that I like, I am a huge fan of, I'd say like genre-wise, I mostly love sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. Those are kind of like the 3 main genres that I love the most. Like, occasionally I like romance and dramas and stuff like that, but I'm like super picky with them. Like, it's very much the rare odd one where I'll be like, oh, that one's actually alright. But yeah, not really my thing for the most part. It's very, very, very specific. But yeah, so sci-fi, fantasy, and horror are my main genres. If I was to say, I couldn't really do a top 5. I'm terrible for picking favourites. I'm always terrible for picking favourites. So, mostly because I just love so many, like, different horror movies. But I would say I'm a big fan of the Child's Play franchise. I'm a massive fan of the Child's Play franchise. Like, Chucky is just such a vibe. So is Tiffany, and so is their kid, Glenda. Honestly, absolutely love that little monstrous murdering family. I also love the Scream franchise up until the 4th one. I wasn't really a big fan of the 5th, the 6th. Haven't seen the 7th yet. Like, people keep on thinking that I've seen the 7th, and it's like, I really haven't. Because, to be honest, like, I saw the 5th and the 6th at the cinema, and I just felt like I wasted my money, because going to the cinema is so expensive nowadays. So I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that again. I'd say horror-wise, I don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street is another franchise that I love. I absolutely adore Nightmare on Elm Street. Do I just give up and shove it in? This is what I do when I'm dyeing my hair, is do I give up and just shove it in my hair? I love Japanese horror movies as well, like the original Ring, the original Grudge, One Missed Call. But yeah, I'm a really massive fan of like Japanese horrors as well. I adore them. There's just something about them, like the way that they make movies. I think it's like the minimalism that I really enjoy. I also love just like a cheap, cheesy horror movie as well. Because I don't know, I just like low budget things. I like practical effects. So yeah, I don't really think I could do a top five though. I don't think I could. I'm sorry, I failed you on that question. Alright, okay. Let's go for a deeper one, shall we? Ooh, here's a like deep one. Here's a deep one. So somebody asked, this is kind of like another twofer sort of question. Because somebody said, do you have an absent father? Lol. Then somebody else did ask, what was your upbringing like? So let's discuss that. I've got a front ponytail in my face, but you know what? We're just gonna vibe with it. Right, so do I have an absent father? Ow. Do I have an absent father? Yes. For very good reason. Yeah, so what was my upbringing like? I was born April 18th, 1999 in Truro Hospital in Cornwall in England, the United Kingdom. My parents split up when I was like 6 months old for very good reason, and I was raised by my mum. When I was a child, we moved to like a city in the Midlands. I will not go into further detail than that because I still live there. But I'd say my upbringing was, we were quite poor. We were very, very, very poor because single mum, and also like when I was a kid, my mum was diagnosed with cancer as well, and then as a result, she then developed like a permanent disability at a time when, you know, governments really started to not like disabled people, shall we say. So we grew up quite poor. Didn't really have much. Mostly what I had was like secondhand, hand-me-downs, reduce, reuse, recycle, that sort of thing. Because, you know, we had to look after our things because once something was broken, there was no chance of replacing it. So growing up, like obviously the internet and smartphones were becoming kind of like a thing. Well, I say that, like, I don't think smartphones were really the norm until I was like 13. But yeah, so we just didn't really have all that. We didn't really have like, I didn't have like video games. We didn't have the internet at home. If I wanted to use the internet, I basically had to go to the local library to use it. Oh, you know what? Fuck. F it. F it. I'm not sectioning it anymore. I've had enough already. This is going to go very, very, very badly. I hate doing the back of my hair. I literally cannot do the back of my hair like this. I'm used to semi-permanent where I could just shove it in. But yeah, so if I wanted to get on the internet, it was always local library for internet access. That was basically it. I was home educated between the ages of 9 and 16. Because little did my mom know, well, I wasn't getting along very well at school. And a very big reason for that we didn't find out until I was an adult, was I was an undiagnosed autistic child. So I was autistic, but my teachers just treated me like I was a bad kid. So yeah, they thought that all my autism symptoms was just me being a bad child. So my mum had to take me out of school and home educate me. I was also getting extremely depressed, which is not good for a 9-year-old. I did later get diagnosed with depression at the age of 17. I don't really want to go too deep into my childhood because there is a lot of traumatic stuff. Like, obviously my mum being sick and everything. Like, I have a loving and caring mum. I still do. She's still here. She's still alive, though disabled. I have a loving and caring mother who is sweet. She is my world. I love her so much. And but you know, there was a lot of not so nice and very traumatic things for the both of us. So I don't really feel comfortable going too deep into my childhood, but I will just give you kind of like that little peek in Maybe I will discuss the traumatic stuff more one day, but I do not feel in the mood to do it right now. But yeah, so honestly, like, growing up, loving mum, home ed, grew up with a disabled parent, absent father for very good reason. I did meet him when I was 18, but he was honestly just not a very nice man. Like, I literally, like, met him for the first time because he basically just randomly messaged me creepy messages on Facebook, like, creepy messages, because, like, my mum's, like, because he messaged me about stuff that was, like, in my childhood, and at the time I thought it might have been my abusive boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend, who was tormenting me. Because honestly, like, it was just the creepiest messages physically possible, like, oh, you stink of a Scorpio, and stuff like that. My mum's a Scorpio. And I was there like, what on earth is going on here? Like, this person is hella creepy. So I went to essentially go and face them, and then it was like, huh, that's my dad. Okay, what are you on? I'm glad that I never grew up with you. So yeah, props to my mum for getting rid of him and keeping me safe and trying to keep me sane. I mean, she clearly failed. I am a bit nuts, but she tried her best. Bless her. But yeah, so ended up going to college, did art and design, did performance arts, dropped out of college because I wasn't very popular. I was very much the bullied kid, like when I was at school, and then when I went to college, I was the freak, basically. The freaky little weirdo, because undiagnosed issues. And back then people weren't as, like, understanding, and they didn't kind of, like, think that, oh, maybe there is actually something mentally up with this person. So it was just automatically like, ew, gross, get away from me, kind of thing back then. I don't know how much better than it is now, though. I mean, I hope it's better now than it used to be for a lot of kids. But for me, it was not the best. I'm sorry, I'm probably causing you guys so much stress through the way that I'm doing my hair, but honestly, I just cannot even begin to section my hair properly. So I'm probably going to have to do like a million touch-ups of this. This is just how I do my hair. I just paint and pray. Do not tag Brad Mondo to humiliate me. I mean, it would be kind of funny, but still. Anyway, so that was kind of like a little thing over my upbringing, I guess. Let's go to a more fun one. What was your first hair colour? Hey, that's a very relevant question actually to how I'm doing this. My first hair colour was actually red, because I wanted to look like Hayley Williams, which answers another question. Do you like Hayley Williams? I honestly have always been a big fan of like early Paramore. Like, I've not really been that into like the later stuff, it's just not my vibe. But yeah, I did like early Paramore and Hayley Williams. But yeah, and I really loved her hair. So my first hair colour was actually red, because I wanted to have her hair. Favourite animals? I actually don't have favourite animals. I love all animals. Like, I am the type of person where I will stand there and I'll be there like, oh, such a cute little rat, while everybody else is screaming, going, oh my god, it's a rat. And they're like, oh, cute little baby. I'm gonna cuddle him, but I know I can't. That's basically me. I love all animals. As I said earlier, I cannot do favourites. And then a few more on the favourites. We've got favourite foods. Favourite foods wise. I just love food. I just absolutely love food. I love pizza, I love burritos, I love sushi, I love nachos, I love chips, like chips. I love rice. I mean, I think the only thing I have to say on that kind of subject is that I'm vegetarian and have been for quite a long time. So the only food that I don't really like is meat. I basically love all of the food, aside from mushrooms. I hate mushrooms. Mushrooms can go to hell. Like, well, traditional like portobello button mushrooms, like, they can all go to hell. They are gross. I do not like them. They just go really, really, really slimy. And oh, I don't like kiwi fruit either because I'm allergic. And that's basically it. Like, I love most food. Ice cream. Like, I am like the worst person to take to a buffet because I will literally just pick up anything and everything and just shove it on my plate. I do not care. I'm just there like, yay, food, feed me. Like Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Indian, you know, any sort of Mexican, any sort of food. I'm just like, oh, yes, give me. And then favourite place. My favourite place is my bed. It's warm, it's cozy, I am safe, and my cat comes and cuddles me. So yeah, my favourite place is my bed. Always shall be, always will be. I love my bed. Alright then, let's do another serious question, I suppose. Biggest thing I overcame, and then there's another one where somebody asked biggest achievement in life. Biggest thing I overcame, severe depression. I'm still handling my depression now. I'm still on medication for it. I'm still dealing with it, but I'm definitely in a lot better place than I used to be as a teenager. So I would say that's kind of like the biggest thing I've necessarily overcame was when I was in a really, really dark pit of depression. And my biggest achievement in life is getting past it and kind of like healing and trying to get better and manage it, because depression is an extremely difficult thing to manage, especially when you have clinical depression. Because also, like, the world's just really, really difficult when you have depression and autism all at the same time. Like, also because people just don't get it. Because the number one thing I'll always have whenever I mention that I have depression, it's immediately like, go to the gym, eat healthy, and it's like, that doesn't work when you have clinical depression. It's like, some people can get depressed from not eating right and not exercising or anything like that. But that's more circumstantial depression, I would say, rather than like clinical depression in the sense of what I have. Because it's like, I've been a gym bunny in the past, it did not help. And I've always been a very physically active person. I've always like got up and done stuff. Like, I've never done sports or anything like that, but as I said earlier. But I've always been a more physically active person. Like, I walk everywhere. You know, I've always had very, very physical jobs because job-wise, I've been a bartender, a housekeeper, and working in kitchens. Like, it's all very, very physical, hands-on jobs. So, like, I've always had a lot of exercise. And, like, when I was at college, I was doing performance arts. And then healthy eating wise, like, I grew up with a mum who was big on healthy eating. So as a result, I've kind of got a taste for like healthier foods, which I'm very blessed to have. Because a lot of my generation were raised on like McDonald's and stuff like that. And they're really struggling to kind of break the habits now as adults. So I'm very, very blessed in that sense that I had that in my upbringing. But yeah, so like, and it's like, well, that's completely irrelevant to me. That has never helped me in any way, shape, or form. Like, give me some other advice. And yeah, people just have completely the wrong idea about it. And it's like, no, I'll meditate. And it's like, no, like, I need my medication to actually build up being healthier in every other, like, respect. So yeah, that is like my biggest achievement in life and the biggest thing I've ever overcome, I would say. That and a lot of other trauma, which we're not going to go into. I'm proud of myself for overcoming that though. We're not going to talk about it, but I'm proud of myself. Right, I'm just making up another batch because I've just run out. What do you think is the safest way for animal control to catch a bear loose in the neighbourhood? Leave it to me. We'll become best mates. I will feed the bear. Just give the bear some food. My god, the poor thing's probably hungry. Like, we're destroying its habitat. Just feed the poor creature. And that's how you handle it. You just feed the poor thing. Then you usher it back into the woods where it belongs. Maybe do kind of like a little trail of treats leading it back to the woods. That's what I'd do anyway. I'd be there like, yeah, whatever bears like. I don't really know what bears like. I ought to research what bears like. I will Google what bears like, and I will make a trail of those little things to lead it back to the woods where the creature belongs and it can run free, safe from mean humans. Because humans are mean. Big plans for 2026. Ooh. Right. Actually, every year I do make a list of things that I want to do for myself every year. Like, it's something that I started when I was like 24 or 25, I can't remember. But it was like lists of like 24 things to do before 25, 25 things to do before 26, 26 things to do before 27. I'm now, well, I'm not doing, well, I'm 27 now. This year I didn't make a 27 things to do before 28 list because that's just not sustainable as a list. So I kind of just carried over everything that I didn't do last year. So getting a car, because driving would be great, but obviously that requires a lot of saving, and due to the hours cuts at work, it's becoming a bit more out of reach. Go back to Greece, because I went to on my first ever foreign holiday last year to Greece, and I would love to go back there again though. Money. Unfortunately, everything in life involves money. I definitely want to kind of like build myself more as a content creator though. That would be so much fun. That's kind of like one of my big things. And also maybe finally become a confident guitar player. That would be awesome. Because I have been trying to learn how to play guitar, and it would be nice if I could actually achieve being a confident guitar player. Like, at least if I could like publicly actually pick it up and not be completely embarrassed by the sounds that I make on it. That would be great. That would be a great achievement for me this year. Well, before turning 28. Let's see what else. I would like to start doing markets because I like upcycling clothes. As people probably have seen, I also make candy bracelets as well, and I list them on Vinted. So it would be really, 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 really nice if I could do more of that, and then maybe do like my first market. I am currently planning on doing one later on this year with my friend. He makes loads of cool crochet stuff, and they take their crochet creations to like markets and stuff and sell them there. And they've been doing really well out of that, so I thought, you know what, I literally asked them, I was there like, look, would you like, can we do one like together? I think that would be really, really cool. And they were like, yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. So I think I'm joining them on their next market stall. So that is definitely something that I'm going to achieve this year. But yeah, go to concerts, get tattoos. But unfortunately, everything involves money, which is quite tight at the minute. Boo. But we shall see how everything turns out. Maybe work will pick up again at some point soon. I hope it does. Because I do actually enjoy my job. I like my colleagues and everything. They're really cool people. So that bit under there, it's completely friggin' dry. I would love to learn how to skateboard as well, actually. That is one more thing. I would love to learn how to skateboard because I was a massive klutz as a child, so I never really got to do that sort of thing. I couldn't ride a bike until I was in my 20s because, yeah, my balance and coordination just didn't improve. Like, when I was doing performance arts, like dance, I literally just was either failing or passing because of the effort that I was putting in rather than any actual skill. Oh, and somebody asked me questions about YouTube. So we've got favourite YouTubers. Right, I am definitely a huge fan of people like Emily Boo. Some kids screaming dad outside. Shut up. So anyway, favourite YouTubers. I would say I'm a big fan of Emily Boo. I love Emily Boo. I think she's absolutely hilarious. Drama Queen. She's an Australian goth YouTuber. Honestly, I think that she's just very, very entertaining. Oh my god, look at all this at the back that I've missed. But yeah, I think that she's a lot of fun. She basically just sits and moans on camera, and I kind of like that. I vibe with that because I feel like that's what I do in a way. Like, she's just very relatable. Bailey Sarian as well. Like, her true crime stuff is really cool. I also like her dark history as well. She's just very entertaining, and again, just like somebody like super relatable. That's kind of what I look for in YouTubers. When I was a teenager, Obviously in the library computers, I used to obviously watch like Leader Monster Bunny, My Digital Escape, and the Our World Away after that. Obviously I used to watch like a lot of emo and scene YouTubers. And then people were asking, why did I start a YouTube channel? And honestly, the main reason why I started doing this was because, as I said earlier, as a kid, as a teenager, I didn't have much internet access. So I could never actually do much online, except for just have like ghost empty accounts and just look in at the online like emo and scene communities in the 2010s, which back then was more like YouTube, Tumblr based, and then later Instagram. But I couldn't really interact with them much because I was on a library computer, and I used to sit there and I used to watch like all these cool alternative people making content and this cool like community online, and I was just always like super jealous. I always was just like, I want to do this, like I wanted to do it then, but it wasn't until like I was 18 and had a job and was making money that I could afford to have internet in this house. So I ended up just, yeah, so basically nowadays I'm kind of just, I started this to make teenage me happy, if you know what I mean. Like, that might sound really, really, really stupid, but I started this to make teenage me happy, because teenage me deserves to be happy. Well, deserved a bit more happiness than they got. Like, teenage me went through hell, and yeah, I'm just, you know, doing that bit of healing, doing those things I wanted to do as a teenager, so that's why I started it. And just, that's kind of like what I want to do, what I'm doing in my life at the minute, is just kind of looking at all the things that younger me wanted and doing that, sort of like healing my teenage self, I suppose. And then people were asking like what my goals with my YouTube channel was, and again, it is very much just healing my teenage self essentially, and just ticking that off my list and saying that I've done it. I mean, obviously it would be super cool if I became like a popular like content creator, like if I did have like loads of subscribers and like a monetized account and everything. That would be so cool and so much fun. Like, I'd love to have like that community, because I think it's also really important right now that we all have like a little bit of light in the darkness, because this world is so effed right now, like super effed. It's so dark and it's so horrible, and you constantly feel like there's no hope for anything. And I find it really, really nice just to kind of like interact with like online communities, so it would be nice to just have that of my own as well. And kind of like for other people, like a safe space for like people to come to and they could just relax. Like with the YouTubers that I watch, where it's like I sit, I relax, and it's just kind of a little escape from everything, and it just helps calm me and everything. So it would be nice if I could kind of do that for other people. That looks so funky. Anyway, I'm back. I'm gonna try and just scrub some of this dye off with a tissue. Oh, which countries would you like to visit? Like most of them, to be honest. I would love to visit most countries. Honestly, if I could do like a massive Europe tour, I so would. And yeah, Europe, Asia, maybe some African countries. Like, I would just love to go anywhere, because I've been to so few places. Like, I've only been to Crete so far, so it's like I would love to just like travel and go to like a million more places. Like, I would just love to travel and experience things and different people and cultures and stuff. That would be super cool. So anywhere really. I mean, UK wise though, like easily accessible wise, I would probably say I'd like to go to Sheffield, purely because I want to go to that Ollie Sykes bar, because that sounds pretty freaking cool. I've forgotten what it's called, but I'd love to go there. And Cardiff, because I would love to visit like loads of like Doctor Who sort of like places, because I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who. So I would love to see a lot of places. I know that they've taken down Yanto Shrine now, but not gonna lie, that thing is, it's not gonna be gone for very long. As soon as they've done the repair work, people are gonna just start building Yanto Shrine again, because Whovians be cray-cray. We do be cray-cray. I think this is about as much as I'm gonna get off, I think. We shall see. I'm just gonna have to hope it washes off my skin. I mean, it'll wash off my skin. I just will need to soap it a couple of times. Do you play video games? No, not really. As I did say earlier, I obviously grew up quite poor, so we couldn't really afford stuff like that when I was little. So then, kind of as an adult, I never really got into it because I never did it as a kid. Because obviously, like, you kind of have to learn how to play them. So, like, I've tried to play games with, like, people who do have, like, consoles and stuff. And, yeah, it's kind of a laugh because I am terrible at it because obviously I've never used them before. I do love arcades, though. I do love a good arcade. I love an NQ64. Like, NQ64s are just, like, some of my favourite places to go. Sorry, I've got something stuck to my foot. 1 minute. It was a piece of tape. That was what was stuck to my foot. So yeah, no, but I do love like a classic arcade and classic games and stuff like that you can play at an arcade. They are quite fun. Yeah. The next question, are your wisdom teeth removed? Interesting. If so, scariest part and any funny stories? No, I have not had my wisdom teeth removed. They're still kind of coming through. They've been coming through for a good 6 years now. They've just been really slow about it. I remember going to a dentist at one point and I was there like, look, can you take a look at my wisdom teeth? Like, they're really hard. They're not actually like through yet. Is there something wrong with them? Are they coming through okay? And the dentist was like, yeah, it's fine. It's just the gums aren't receding like quick enough. And I was like, okay then. And he was there like, well, we could do something about it, but I'd have to send you to the hospital because they would have to actually like make an incision in the gums. And there's a massive waiting list for that right now, so your teeth will probably be through the gum anyway by the time that you're at the top of the waiting list. And I was like, okay, cool. And they're still not entirely through, but they're nowhere near as painful as they used to be, and they do seem to be coming through straight. So luckily, I have never had to have my wisdom teeth removed. And I've never had to have any teeth removed yet. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen to me anytime soon. Look how red my fingers are. And how pink my nails have gone. What do you look for in making friends? To be honest, when it comes to making friends, what I look for is kind of whether they vibe with my values. Because obviously everybody's like hyper opinionated at the moment and very, very hateful and spiteful. So for me, it's very much values, like caring for other people and just believing in, excuse me, hay fever. Nobody asked me if I suffer from hay fever, but you've got an answer. I do suffer from hay fever. So yeah, with friends, it's more like, do you believe in basic human decency? Are you a nice person? That's kind of what I look for in friends, really. Because I have some friends where we share a lot of interests, and then I have friends where we're sometimes the complete opposite. So it's kind of just about, you know, are you a nice person? And that is kind of really it. That's all that I look for in a person, because yeah, if you're somebody that doesn't align with my values, I cannot be friends with you. It is very much as simple as that. What clothing stores do you shop at? To be honest, I don't really do that much clothes shopping these days. When I was a kid, it was always charity shopping because we were quite poor, and supermarket, like reduced bins, clothes-wise. A little bit of Primark when I was a teenager, and Wish, when Wish was like a brand new thing, before we knew about the evils of fast fashion. I did shop from Wish a lot because back then I did struggle to find a lot of things in my size. Nowadays, I have like loads and loads and loads of clothes because luckily I haven't really like changed size that much. Like I have put weight on, which is really good for me because I always struggled when I was younger with putting on weight. And also I used to struggle with my eating as part of the depression. Like, it was never like an actual eating disorder, it was more just a side effect of my depression where I just felt so low I wouldn't eat. So I've now put on some more weight. So I've actually kind of just grown into the clothes that I had, because so many of them had like tucks in and stuff. Like all my jeans had tucks in, so I've now just removed the tucks and they fit me fine. So clothing wise, I literally just get the odd thing secondhand, really, and the odd thing from here, there, or anywhere. I do, like, if I'm buying new, I do try to shop kind of like ethically, and go for like smaller businesses. That's kind of what I try to do anyway, like independence and like support the little people, because we like the little people. I do not like the billionaires. I like the little people. I like the little people like me, who are just trying to vibe through life and survive. But yeah, so no particular clothing stores though. No. Yeah, it's literally just a mixture of secondhand shopping and occasionally just picking something up new. Like maybe if I'm out and about and there's like a little pop-up market or something like that. Yeah, I don't really buy much in terms of new clothes these days, because I just keep what I've already got, because I'm that kind of person where I don't understand why people need to like have new clothes like all the time. That makes no sense to me, because if I have a piece of clothing and I like it, I want to keep it, and I will repair it ad infinitum until it is just completely threadbare and has to be thrown in the bin. Like, I have jeans that are more patched than jean at this point. So yeah, I'm just that kind of person. I don't really shop for clothes that much because I like what I have, and you know, I have so many clothes already that I've just built up over the years, that I have like a cycle wardrobe where like every few months I just like go through like my vacuum bags, because I vacuum pack any clothes that I'm not really wearing, and then I sort of like go through and I cycle. So that's kind of what I do clothing wise, because I have so many clothes, so I don't really like shop for clothes much anymore. I just get the odd piece that I see that I like. Is your shoe size different for sneakers and normal shoes? Not gonna lie, I feel like shoe sizing has gone a bit crazy over the years. Like, I'm a 5.5. I was always a 5.5. I'm constantly having to get size 6s now, though. I feel like the shoes have shrunk, because like I've measured my feet. Their measurements have not changed, but now 6s fit me, and it's really weird. So I feel like they've actually changed shoe sizes. And then sometimes like 5s are quite big. I don't really understand. To this point, I just sort of like go, oh, I'll try the 6, and if it's a bit loose, I'll go down to a 5. I think that shoe sizing has just gone whack, the same as like all of the sizing, because like I've previously, like, trying to shop for new clothes was just impossible, because like this was years ago now. I don't know whether it's the same anymore, but like my sizing is just wild. I think it's the same because I do see other people complaining about it nowadays. Like, they're complaining that, oh, I bought a medium because I'm normally a medium, but I'm having to get an extra large because for some reason the medium's super small. I've seen a lot of that, and I did kind of experience that many years ago when I did try and buy new clothes, where it was like, oh, this pair of jeans, big on my waist, but somehow super tight on my thighs. Yeah, but like somehow it's like super tight on my thighs, and it's like, okay, weird as hell. But yes, sizing is just weird in general. So to be honest, probably I just kind of just put shoes on and hope that they fit. So yeah, they are probably entirely different sizes. To be honest, I think that we're coming up to the end of the questions. Oh, actually, no, we are not. What would I say to my younger self? Buckle in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. I don't really know what I'd say. I would say buckle in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It will get better, eventually. Like, the world won't get better, but you'll find ways to cope, kid. You'll manage somehow. You've got this. Like, and don't date that guy. Yeah. Because I've been in some bad relationships. Do not talk to that guy. Yeah, that's probably what I would say to my younger self. One thing I would change about me. What would I change about me? I mean, 100. I don't know. Like, it depends on what you mean. Like, do you want a funny answer? Because obviously, like, I would 100% change the depression. I would, get rid of that. Then at least I don't have to spend £10 a month on my sanity pills. I would like to be taller. That would be nice, because I did try and be a model when I was younger, but my height just really gets in the way, because I'm 5'4", and to be a model you have to be at least 5'7". I'm too short, so that would be great. I don't really know. I would change my inability to dance, because being able to dance would be awesome. That is something I would change about me. Better coordination, so I could actually like dance and stuff. That'd be so much fun. What made me me? To be honest, I think that we're all a culmination of like everything in our lives. Like, obviously, like, my mental health shaped me, the autism shaped me, growing up poor shaped me, growing up with a single mom shaped me, like, just, yeah, we're all kind of shaped by everything. I feel like all of those things made me. If I could be in any movie, which movie? I feel like I'd love to be in an X-Men movie, because I love the X-Men films. Like, growing up, I absolutely adored the X-Men movies, and 100%, I would love to have been in an X-Men movie. I don't know about the ones that are coming up, because I don't know what they're going to be like, but one of the old ones, the 2000s ones, would have been kind of cool. 3 wishes. I wish that everyone was fed and sheltered. I wish that all the animals were treated nicely. I say that because I volunteer at a cattery, and some of the stories that you hear, no, awful. I wish that I could have hair that changed colour at will. We have our final question, actually. We're at the end now. I hope that this video has been good. I hope. I feel like it hasn't. I keep on saying that I will get better at this. I hope I do. I really hope I do. Like, fingers crossed I get better at this. But the final question is, does pineapple belong on pizza? Now, personally, I do not eat pineapple on my pizza, but I'm a very open-minded person. If you put pineapple on your pizza, you could put pineapple on your pizza. You can enjoy that. Your choice. Your mouth, your stomach, your pizza, your choice. I am a free thinker. But yeah, I do not do it myself, but if you want to, then you go eat that Hawaiian pizza. Anyway, thank you for watching this. I hope that I answered everybody's questions properly and effectively and gave you all the answers that you wanted. It was the best that I could really do. I'm still very, very awkward at this whole talking to camera thing. Something that I'm definitely going to try and get over. And I do apologise for any distress I may have caused in my hair colour application. Because I'm pretty sure that probably caused a lot of people to freak out, because, yeah, I am not very good at this. Just because I've been doing it for over a decade does not mean that I'm any good with it. I'm sure it will come out fine though, because I don't think I've had a bad hair dye experience yet. So, fingers friggin' crossed that this will be okay. I've got another don't fall over. I've got another 20 minutes before I rinse it off and find out. So that's going to be very, very interesting. I will probably add in a little end shot of how the red turned out. I'll probably do the black tomorrow, because the hair dye has to be applied to dry hair. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you so much for being here and watching me. I really appreciate it. Like I said earlier, I've been doing all this just to kind of do all the things that I wanted to do when I was younger and couldn't. So thank you for being here on this journey. Hopefully this journey will continue, and I hope that I get better at making videos, I can make better content, and I hope that I get better at talking to camera and doing stuff like that, because that's another reason why I was doing my hair as well at the same time, because it's kind of like talking to camera is a bit awkward for me. It's like on my lives, I'll sit and make bracelets and stuff like that. But yeah, so if you do want to support this little weirdo on my journey, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I have a link tree in my bio which will show you my other social medias, my Vinted, my Depop, where I sell stuff that I make. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Hope it's good. Hope you're okay. And just remember, in life, you only get one. So just do whatever you want. Make yourself happy. Always put your happiness first. Okay? Love you guys. Take care. Peace out. Bye.